Hello and welcome to our first impressions video brought to you by MMO Play. Today we're taking a look at something a little bit different. Well, not really different. This is Bioshock Infinite. Normally we focus on MMOs, popular multiplayer games. This game has been reviewing so well, I just want to take a look at it. It's not very often that even Metacritic decides that something gets into the mid to upper 90s, and currently it's reviewing at about a 96, so this is it appears to be a very impressive title. It's something that's been looking great. You can see the options menu. This is on a PC, and for anyone that missed out, there were some insane pre-order bonuses for this game. I think ordering on Green Man Gaming, you got store credit, you got Bioshock 1, XCOM Enemy Unknown, and then another game of your choice. There was just insanity involved in the pre-order, to the point where I actually personally wondered if there were going to be issues. But so far what I've been messing with, it's actually been tons of fun. You can see there are 3 difficulties. I'm not a good first-person shooter player. I probably shouldn't even be playing on normal, honestly. But I don't care. I want to have a little challenge and still get my butt kicked. But I'm not interested in hard. This first impressions video is going to be from the perspective of someone that's actually never played a Bioshock game before. Again, I'm not all that good at first-person shooters. Third-person cover-based, okay, but first-person, nah. This is a single-player only game. There is no multiplayer tacked on. A lot of shooting games have wanted to do that lately. Think of all of the yearly releases by Activision and EA. You got your CODs, your Halos. Now we got Crysis, Tomb Raider. Some of the multiplayers are good. Some of them aren't so good. Instead of trying to do that and take time away from developing the game, they just focus entirely on the single-player. This is a very story-driven game. It tackles a couple of concepts that are a little bit out of the norm for gaming. You may have to deal with some religion, some racism, things that are just kind of interesting concepts to incorporate, and not just for the sake of causing controversy either. It's actually tying into the world in the game, too. This is on medium graphics setting. My specs are a little bit low nowadays to try high-end settings. Despite that, it looks amazing. I'm not going to skip all the cutscenes, but I'm also going to try to avoid a little bit here. You can see right there we got some slight puzzle solving. And I mean slight, like that's a just direct hint right there. Like, here's what you're going to do later. We're in 1912, we're in the US. And for anyone that doesn't know the universe, it is very steampunkish. One of the cities decides to break off from the Union and floats away. And they're kind of floating. It's nice that they actually, in the cinematic here, they go through the trouble of showing off some of the different mechanics with him. You can see how he would pedal with one arm and then two, and kind of steering it. So they probably had someone actually properly telling them how that should be controlled. I will say that the mouse acceleration in this game is really high. I have the mouse sensitivity really low, and despite that, the acceleration made it so it moved incredibly fast. I actually had to turn acceleration off. And my sensitivity is the second lowest. Actually, I'm not a fan of that. I like games that basically the mouse speed I set and my mouse's software is the speed I expect in games. And when I have to do extra tweaking in-game, it kind of annoys me a little bit. Just took a minute of fiddling to figure it out. Now that I got things going up here. This is the intro. I wouldn't say it's quite as epic of an intro as maybe Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider was kind of cool. I never played a Tomb Raider game before, and that just got me roped right in. And here we go, right off the bat, talking about the religion. Main character is a prophet. We also have to deal with the fact that a lot of historical figures are revered in this world. Very dark lighting. I don't see an option for a torch or anything. There is a currency in-game, and you basically use it, so far from what I've played, for consumables or to upgrade skills, which we'll look at when I get to the point where I'm in combat. There's actually quite a bit of intro time and before you get into any of the fighting. This video is going to be focusing mostly on the intro, looking around the world, just looking at the first impressions, the first 20 or 30 minutes of gameplay. We're going to look at some more detailed gameplay and fighting in the future. Again, this is 1912, so got that kind of technology going. See a nice little map of the US here. Got music. Actually, it kind of gives me a vibe of almost Fallout. And I realize it's a different setting. Fallout is, what, post-World War II? It's 50s and 60s, and everything got kind of stuck in there because that's when everyone went to the vaults. But even though it's 50 years earlier in history, it kind of gives me a similar vibe. The music and just the look of everything. And then, of course... Oh. Whoa.
Shit.
Yeah, I agree. That's not good. There's some coins. Yeah, I'll just take all those. Wow. These guys aren't messing around, are they? Going back up. Got derailed by that body over there. There is quite a bit of exploration available on side questing. It isn't maybe any, well, I don't think anything nowadays is Skyrim level, but here we go. I don't know if this is going to be more of a thing in the future. I haven't seen too much since then. There also is a path system. You can hit N and it'll tell you where to go. Of course, you can kind of just explore around. One thing I will say is, if games tend to give you vertigo, this game you're not going to like too much. Just looking around, enjoying the scenery, getting ready to progress, I guess you could say. Definitely worth exploring. You can find all kinds of stuff. There are money. There are two basic, well, actually there's 3 pools in the game, and you'll actually progress them. You can pick when you want to level up. You have your shield, which regenerates quickly and avoids, or takes hits for you first. You have your health, which regenerates from eating food, and your salt, which regenerates your ability usage. It's kind of like your casting stat. So apparently you need salty food to use spells and abilities. And in this game, alcohol is salt. Which, those are 2 things that don't mix, by the way. Alcohol dehydrates you, salt dehydrates you. Bad combination. Maybe it's umami, maybe it's savory. You can get stuck in this. Looks bad. My first thought when I saw this was, well, my character's dead, so what's the story going to be? Tracking down what happened to him? Turns out, not quite. We are ascending. This is 1912, by the way, so I can only imagine how freaked out he must be. Going, what the heck? And suddenly, heaven-ish. This is the city that seceded from the Union and decided to just go up into the clouds. Probably gotta watch that first step off that bridge, though. Really nice looking utopian-style world right now. Got, what, Amazing Grace playing in the background? No, not quite. Father Comstock, he is the prophet of the world. He's a prophet, not a god. He actually does make sure to say that a couple times. Looks like we've landed softly, so it must be some sort of engine on the bottom of this, whatever it was. This game does use Steamwork, so there are going to be achievements, or Steam. I don't know if it uses Steamwork, I'll have to look at that. And you got a very kind of quiet, hymn-ish theme here. This is all still the intro, by the way. We're still not controlling our character too much yet. It's not all cutscene, but I think they're doing a great job of setting up the world for someone who's never played before and building immersion for someone that's not really into the series yet. I've heard a few people mentioning that the end of the game is sort of not quite to the caliber as the rest of the game, but I remember hearing the same thing about Mass Effect 2, and personally, Mass Effect 2 was a great... The whole series... Or 3, I'm sorry. The whole series was great until the end, and I think the experience of Mass Effect 3 until that last little battle was so good that it kind of overcame that, so I'll have to see when I finish the game off, hopefully soon. There's the little N to show me where I'm going. And I'm actually going to fast forward a touch here. Don't really necessarily need to see all of this. There is no combat, and I don't want to offer too many spoilers. And really, there's not much to go, but at this point, I actually spend a lot of time exploring. I'm looking for things. You can see it's very church-style atmosphere, and there's an altar and a confession and coins, and well, there's no karma system, and no one's watching, so you don't mind if I take that, do you? Let's fast forward a touch. And we left the church. Character got baptized not once but twice. Although the preacher apparently needed to learn the difference between baptizing and drowning. Because he dunked my character until he passed out. Wandering around town, you can see this is where I was talking about. There is some exploration. And especially once you can get to the point where you can get on the skylines a little later. I'm on my honor, so therefore I'm going to grab all the coins. I'd laugh if there's actually a hidden karma system and I'm really just going to get myself in big trouble later in the game. Again, the music, again, it does give me a vibe of some of the Fallout games. Maybe not New Vegas, because that is going to be classic Vegas music, but looking around. I'm going to grab that. Trying to collect currency, because you can use them to upgrade your skills, too, not just buy potions for people that suck like me and need to heal. Another thing that you can do in the game is there's a lot of these right here. Let's just stick our head in. You can see it's warning against this false shepherd. It's okay, Shepherd died in Mass Effect. Oh wait, wrong game. So a lot of kind of these propaganda videos wandering around, and they're part of one of the Steven achievements too. So you can find them all. They're scattered all over the place, just keep on looking for them. And it also kind of shows off more of the lore, and some of them actually show you mechanics of some of the skills too. Fiend. You're going to see the achievement. If you love achievements, this game's got some. You can't seem to interact with too many characters, but they do. If there's more than one together, they often chatter to each other. We got an acapella harmonic or acapella quartet over there.
Would you care for a boutonniere? We're raising money for the Girls' Patriotic League.
Can I have a flower?
Maybe next time.
No, no boutonnieres for me. And you just wander around, exploring all over the city, finding food, finding coins, finding achievements. But this is something you can do when you get the game. Let's go and look at some more mechanics. Alright, we got a bit of festival going, so at the beginning of the game, it's showing abilities. It's actually kind of more of the intro. But you can come up to a guy and participate. You gotta hit the devil, but not her. And you can see, it's not too hard to hit him. And thankfully it doesn't cost salt. Normally this would cost salt. That little bar in the bottom left is my salt bar. And eventually get more skills. You can unlock the different ones with 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on how many skills you have. And there's a handful of these games spread out throughout the beginning portion of the game. You do them, you get currency. There we go. There's no actual purchase price to get into the game, so there's really no risk not to do it. May as well. And just doing it again, don't need to see that though. Another little game wandering around town. Gotta shoot these guys. You get 20 of them, you get a prize. You get 10, 5 different prizes. And the funny thing is, the different tiers, you have to unlock each one individually. So you can only get the 20 prize once, but if you get the 20, you don't get the 10 and the 5 too. So if you want all the prizes because you're a completionist, you gotta do the game 3 times. It also does have the advantage of showing off the shooting mechanics. This game does not use completely standard controls. Z is zoom, and right click is your ability. So you can probably rebind that, but I'm going to go with standard for now. There we go, got my purse, or my wallet, and let's move on. Alright, here we are approaching the end of the quote-unquote intro of the game. You come and join a little raffle. Apparently you end up winning. They're giving you a baseball. And as I warned, there was some racism involved in this game. It's one of the themes involved. Got an interracial couple, and you're being encouraged to hit her with the baseball, or maybe even him. It's a punishment for him doing that.
in black these days.
Wow, that was polite of you, wasn't it?
Oh, looks like
Thankfully.
we've got a shy one here. We've got
Yeah, that's right.
Wait. It's him.
And now the game begins. Now we start actually dealing with the real meat of the game. This, until this point, was all like intro leading up to the actual gameplay. Turns out my character is the false shepherd. And I'm about to be cut. No. I cut you, Meng. It's funny, I throw the baseball in the air instead of at each other, and they both look up at it, and then I do that. And I got a melee weapon. So V is to melee attack. You can hold V to execute too. You can see this popped up right here to tell you about it. When you get a gun, you can left click to left click to shoot, right click to use abilities. I don't have any abilities right now. You can see a gun, I have one soon. Ooh. So there are decapitations. And that was an execution ability right there. You can loot guys. I do have rewards, currency they can have. They can have food, they can have salt. Means my salt meter is pretty low right now. There's someone's head. You don't need that. Can't loot him, though. And everyone just vanished. So suddenly this world isn't so utopian after all. Being shot at. Not fair, I don't have a gun. Oh, I think I got a gun. Now there's my ability right there. It turns the mechanical units to help me. You can actually upgrade it, which I'm going to do in this sec. Just gotta loot everything, all the things. And I can make it so it'll even work on humans, too. I got 500 whatevers. So let's just do that. And now it'll work on people. And we're gonna get a little pop-up.
Now turns machine and man into allies. Hold and release to create a ghostly trap.
And it's the other thing you can hold your ability and drop it, and it'll drop a trap. It works for all abilities too. I have one that's a flame attack, a fireball. It'll drop a little fire bomb that when I walk over it, boom. I have one that's a murder of crows. So there, now he's going to be on my side for a bit. And there are other weapons available too. This is just the pistol. I have a machine gun at higher levels. Well, not really level, but got a machine gun enemy. And as for death, you go back to your last save point, and you lose a little bit of currency. Not too hardcore, but little more than just coming back and nothing happening. Dead bodies don't stay around forever, by the way. They'll leave these little briefcases. Overall, my first impressions of the game are, it looks amazing. It's worth taking a little more look into it. If you are at all into shooters, it's worth checking out. The price point's a little higher than most of the games here we play, $60. It's available on all digital distributors. Oh, we got some fireworks. I got him on my side now. But check out more of the game in the future. A little bit less story and a little bit more gameplay next time. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to more for MMO Play. I'm gonna just smack that. Still on my side, but CEO will run out. That'll do.